God knows whether the land of France is stained with sin or whether the day of judgment has begun. For guns and of rifles there is a deluge. Bodies upon bodies and blood flowing.
Technology changes warfare forever.
Gas attacks, heavy artillery, machine guns.
The war became much more mechanical.
What they could not grasp in the beginning was that this was going to be a new war.
The artillery power was linked to air power because air power were the eyes of the artillery.
They have more and more injuries because the cannons are more powerful. But not only the cannons, you have the invention of the war.
Gas warfare was new, developed by a German-Jewish university professor, Haber.
It is the novelty of the suffering. The fact that you are going to be sick for years and years and years after.
At dawn I looked around me. What a ghastly picture. Not a trace of a trench left. Nothing but shell holes as far as the eye could reach. Holes which had been filled in with fresh explosions, blown up again, and then filled. The wounded lie hopelessly, groaning. Our mouths and eyes are full of earth, 3 times buried and 3 times dug up again. Such is Germany's bloody struggle for victory.
So many people are dead. You don't want them to be dead for nothing. The Germans wanted in February 1916 to be able to enter France. And for that, they use an incredible amount of shells around Verdun.
The Battle of Verdun was designed by the German General Staff to bring new dynamics to the Western Front and particularly to bleed out the French.
The Germans launch a surprise offensive closest to German territory. And although this is the largest artillery attack the British Expeditionary Force has so far mounted, over 1,400 guns, those guns are not sufficient to deal with that length of front and that depth of front. And the battle around Verdun will run throughout the whole of 1916.
The result was devastating. More than 370,000 German losses, but more French losses, with no territorial advances by either side.
God preserve us what has come to pass. From dawn to dark and from dark to dawn, it goes on like hail. But especially our guns have filled the German trenches with dead and made them brim with blood. God grant us grace, for grace is needed. O God, we repent. O God, we repent.
People were staying on the front line, but the front line didn't exist anymore. So they will stay sometimes for 2, 3, 5, up to a week in sort of shell holes where they had nothing to eat, nothing to drink.
This is the sense of industrialized war at its peak, where human agency seems to have no role and where the machine seems to dominate, and where the machine even has the capacity to change geography.
The scale of destruction, a landscape that was no longer French, German, Belgium or whatsoever, but that was totally dehumanized, that was more like the moon as something on Earth.
The Battle of Verdun lasted for over 10 months, and it involved combat that produced nothing.